mention while doing my pours that John's building a carport at the front of our garage that I've got converted into my art studio. So that's Steve, our fireman's son, and that's the hubby putting this big monster carport up. These are the tools holding it up. So he made this carport, John did, from scratch out of steel. I designed it, told him what I wanted, said yeah, I can do that. Obviously not finished yet, it's going to be in front of the, that was a double garage there, but he's put 2 doors in it for me because that's now my art studio. So that's all got to be painted and fixed up. But it's coming along. Do something with the concrete out the front. Maybe a big pour, eh? Okay, just wanted to let you see what all the banging and carrying on has been. Good day, cellmates. I am doing a flip cup pour in the Marte poster paints to see. This week I've tried the Marte poster paints for a budget conscious way of doing your art or testing out different techniques. So these are the Marte poster paints, and I've done a few videos this week with these paints, and I've mixed them. I've got the video there in my, go to my YouTube channel, and there you'll see the video with the beginners video, and it's featuring these Marte paints and the Marte PVA glue. So I've done a dip in the Marte paints, and that turned out beautiful. I've done a swipe, and now I'm going to do a dirty cup, a cup pour, whatever. I think it's just a cup pour. I'm just going to, so it's just trying to see if you can do all the different techniques with this poster paint that you can do with the acrylic paint and pouring medium. So it is getting slightly different results, but they're still equally as beautiful. So this was, I've just gone over this with this cerulean blue. This was a pour that I did on an MDF that I weren't particularly liking, so I'm just going to do a flip cup pour with all my bits of leftover poster paints. So I've got that yellow in the bottom there, and I am going to, okay, let me think about this so that I won't least muddying, hopefully, or okay, I might pour the turquoise into the cup. So all of this I will put in the drop down box, my recipe, how I mixed this particular glue and water mix that I mixed into these paints will be in the drop down box, as will online supplier that I get my paint materials paints from in Australia. If you're in the US, they do sell the Marte paints in the US. So, and you can get them on Amazon. So, and in the UK you can get them, but I think the postal charges are quite a lot of money. So it's a shame about that, but sorry. So this was the black in the Marte. Let's pour a bit in there. And this was the dark blue. Go to the white. So I'm just seeing if it can give you the same results in basically a dirty cup pour. We'll use up all of the paints in this, hopefully. Just all these bits. Haven't done any pours this week except for today, because I've come down with what I thought was just a cold, but kind of turned into a real flu with all the aches and pains. So I haven't actually been out of the house for 5 days. I'm just staying at home, and thought I'll go and do a couple of pours, getting withdrawal symptoms from not being in my studio. It's pretty bad, isn't it? So it's such an enjoyable pastime for me. I love it. So by pouring the colours down the side of the cup, I personally seem to get less muddying effects, but personal choice if you just want to layer them on top like that. Sorry, I'm hoping you can see I'm not thinking straight today, which is not good. Just put last little bit of this black on top. Probably dominate it now, but let's just go with it, and I'm going to just do a flip cup over and see what we get. Yeah, I made a jug up of the Mont PVA at a 70% 30, so if I added 300 mils of the glue and then I added 100 mils of water slowly and mixed it, and then I just slowly add to the paints, because each different paint colour required a different amount of pouring medium, which is your pouring medium is your glue and water. Some people seem to get confused when you mention pouring medium after glue and water because they think it's a separate thing, but no, the pouring medium is a homemade pouring medium of PVA, glue and water. So yeah, just leaving that to do its own thing, and I'll kind of burp it out. I just wanted to see if I got any cells in poster paint. Yeah, okay. Dark and mysterious, but that's because I've put so much black in there. Just gonna leave it to do its thing for a second or two. Yeah, I'm getting some cells popping up. I like to put the heat gun on it a little bit, see what we get. You can use just your brulee torch, or you can use a hairdryer on the low setting to just put a bit of heat on it, or you can use a gun. But with a torch, obviously, you know, you need to be confident with using the butane, and you need to always have a fire extinguisher handy. Don't try and attempt it without one. Okay, so well, you know, for this being just a poster paint, so it's a very budget friendly option. Look at all the cells and everything. It's pretty good. Of course, the colours in the poster paint's so bright as well. And really, if you like absolutely love the pour, or even if you wanted to sell it, as long as you let it dry thoroughly and you then went over it with an archive quality sealer, whether it be gloss or flat seal or whatever, then obviously it's still going to last a long time. And kind of lots of people got all this glue and it won't last and it won't do this, and selling it's not archive quality. You know what, they sell like, that's it, I had a leather lounge and it faded, and it didn't matter how much you paid for it, or if it's treated and it's kept out of the sun, which is just as good as anything else. People waste too much breath on trivial things, because the great artists of years gone by didn't worry about using products that they thought might not be archival. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion. Don't sweat the small stuff. Far bigger issues in this world to worry about. Wow, that was interesting, because that's gone like crazy berserk. cells, really some really gorgeous cells in there. Not going to add the heat to it anymore, but I may very well let it dry off and see what a balloon looks like in it. See how we go with just one balloon. Just a try. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. And little cells popped up. Obviously it would need to dry to get a better effect, but it's still there. It's still doing the same thing as it would do if I was using acrylic paint. So very good option for beginners to use, because as you know, when you're a beginner you end up scraping off a lot of paint. So if you've paid a lot of money for your nice acrylic paints, then you don't want to be doing that. So to do all your testing and to do, or even do things, that's it, that you just want a budget conscious way to along on your art journey, then this is obviously really good. And I've done the testing for you so you can see the results. I'd love to just do all the way through it, but I know that I'll have lots of, why on earth did you do that? Why did you do? I don't suppose it matters, but anyway, I'm going to let that dry off a bit. Whether I do any more with the balloon, I'm not sure, but it's quite a nice effect, nice painting, and it's cheap and economical. What I've painted on was, I did actually paint over an old pour on it was on an MDF round 35 by 35 centimeter round MDF MDF board from Kmart in Australia, $3. So a really cheap way of creating a nice little art piece. And of course the Mont paints, I've got in Australia online supplier of the Mont poster paints, and they're in every bright colour that you can possibly think of, even neons, which hopefully I'll do in the next couple of weeks, some neon pours in this Mont poster paint. But yeah, really good little way to start your art journey. So thank you so much for joining me and this pour, and thanks so much for subscribing. Very happy with can't believe 13,000 subscribers. That's like crazy. So happy, and so happy if I'm helping anyone. Until next time, press the subscribe, give me a thumbs up, positive comment. If you haven't got a positive comment and a thumbs up, then move on. See you again next time. Thank you.